Hey guys, welcome to the channel. It's Andrew from Complete Street Performance here, and I am with Jason of MBRP, Jason Horde of MBRP, in case you want to stalk him. And today we're going to be testing the brand new MBRP Active Exhaust for the C8 Corvette. Stingray and E-Ray. Z06 Guys, you're not included in this video, but you should watch and subscribe anyway. So today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be removing the factory exhaust, installing the MBRP, testing the sound levels, and maybe we'll even get it on the dyno for good measure. Have you heard this exhaust before?
I've heard video clips. It sounds amazing on video. I cannot wait to hear it in person.
I haven't heard it in person either.
Get to it.
Let's get to it. All right. Handle with care. They already give you instructions. Ooh. This looks to be pretty good quality. Jason, what's this made out of?
This is 304 stainless steel, top of the line marine grade stainless. You can literally put this on your boat underwater for 20 years. I don't know why you would. And you pull it back out, scrape the barnacles off, and it'd be just as shiny as new.
That's cool.
And of course, with all MBRP stainless systems, it has a lifetime warranty.
That's good to know. So now that we got our factory exhaust out, we're going to install the MBRP. It looks like we're going to end up starting with these guys. I don't know, there's instructions. Should we look at the instructions?
Always recommend looking at the instructions.
Thank you, Jason. It says
straight pipes.
Install. That's it. Now it actually has instructions. So luckily it comes with instructions.
One of the great things with MBRP, especially with our instructions, is we have a non-tech that installs all of our kits and actually points out like, hey, I need a photo, or this could be explained better, things like that, to make it so that anybody can install this at home in their driveway, even without technician skills. But if you want a great install, of course, come to CSP.
I love the plug. Thank you. So one of the things that I probably recommend is if you look in here, there is a factory gasket, which there's like a donut guy right here. That's probably worth going to your GM dealership and getting one of those, one gasket for each side when you do this install, just to be safe. That way you don't have any exhaust leaks after the fact and have to do this job over. So now that we got the clamps done, we're going to install the X pipe yonder. Then install the spring pins into both driver hubs exactly as shown. This is for your dual mode function. So this one is very critical. They actually have you install this in a very specific way, because if you don't, you do not get the full travel of the system. It needs this to have the full travel. Otherwise, you end up being quite a bit short. You end up being at this point and only go from here to like there. If you do install it upside down, put it on the ground and hammer it through, it'll push the pins the complete opposite way.
No, not the bracket yet.
Install an assembled driver hub onto the exhaust valve shaft. So I imagine that piece here, this guy is the drive hub that they're talking about. And then this is the muffler assembly. So put that on there, secure using the supplied M8 lock nuts. That's these guys with the factory OEM actuators for your dual mode. If you don't have dual mode, well, I don't know if you can add it on this yet. Yeah.
Yeah, we got around to it.
I know on the C7 we figured out how to do that.
And if you don't do it, of course, MBRP also offers a non-active kit as well.
So you can see that this lines up perfectly with those dowels.
Okay. That's what I was curious about. I was like, how does this engage with that? So, I mean, you just line this up and then rotate it into position, basically.
Yep.
I say basically, but this is like, needs to be turned a little bit. Oh, there you go. And then you just loop.
Yep. And then 3.
Yeah.
Did it from brand new and had no rubber.
Now we're installing the OEM rear isolator. And 3-inch swivel clamp. I'm guessing that that's this guy right here. Obviously we need to get it somewhat on here. It'll be easiest to
Just getting these
put
set up first.
this up. That way you don't have to hold it and try to balance it while you're tightening the clamp. So one of the things we like to do is leave things just a little bit loose while we're putting together in order to be able to like finagle this. I can see that, you know, there's just a couple little areas here where we just have to tilt this thing a little bit differently, but you know, if you tighten everything down to begin with, you're not going to be able to actually, you know, move things around then. So here you'll probably have to make sure that you use sockets, because getting a straight impact, or well, not an impact, but getting a straight gun like this on it is not, you're gonna
ratchet.
Gonna do bad things. So if you want to keep it as clean looking as possible, make sure that you can grab your nuts and bolts from down below here. Yeah, that, what are you thinking?
You never know with you.
Well, you paused after nuts.
You paused for very dramatic fashion.
All right, now that we've gotten through step 7, let's go to step 8. And now, because we got rid of the AFM valves, we're going to install these guys. Now this is a funny little piece here, because the AFM valves, all they actually do is make it so your car doesn't sound like a 4-cylinder when it's in 4-cylinder mode. Giving it up, it's going to be interesting to see what it sounds like when it clicks into 4-cylinder mode, which we will find out. But I don't normally mind it. I hear the audible difference normally when I do that. So this will prevent the check engine light from coming on. In my honest opinion, the check engine light doesn't need to come on, because it doesn't change anything to do with emissions and this stuff's going on. So like, I don't know why a check engine light needs to be thrown, at least a visible check engine light. There's no reason why you should fail on missions, because the rest of the system's all in place and doing its job. So these guys plug in right here. You got to kind of reach in there. Honestly, this is probably best, you know, installed ahead of time. So now we put the bumper on and kind of align the rest of it to make sure that the tips are going to...
What's up, tough guy?
Fucking hate these clamps.
Sounds nice.
That's quiet, no compare. I don't know what the stock sounds like.
You know what? It's tough for me to tell in here because there's a lot of echoes. So we're going to have to go outside, use the sound level meter, and determine what's actually louder or not.
The ear beater sounds freaking amazing.
So with many of the dual mode exhausts, you actually need to go to a shop or a GM dealership to do a valve relearn, and that's no exception for the MBRP exhaust. We've seen this on other exhausts, like we've done Borla and Corsa in the past, and of course we have the tools here to be able to do it. Not everybody has the tools, so just know that if you do get a check engine light for the exhaust, you're probably going to have to take a visit to your local GM dealership to relearn the valves. That's what you would tell them. You would say, I need a valve relearn done. And they'll be like, what? Exhaust valve. And they'll be like, oh, okay. Or if they don't know what you're talking about, go to the next dealership. Or, you know, just have them look it up on the internet and be like, hey, here's the TSB.
I sure hope so.
Has a good sound to it.
initial impression on the tour mode version of this, so the quiet mode, is like, it's audible, you hear it well. It has a good tone to it, actually really good tone to it.
And you're still able to have a conversation. Like, we're not having to talk louder by any means.
No,
Yeah.
that's with the
You're
top down.
you're
Now, I
still-
don't know if they can hear us. but-
Sure.
Then let's see. I mean, loud mode is louder. It doesn't seem like it's a whole slew louder.
Noticeable difference though, for sure.
Noticeable difference. Yeah. He's gone. So that means that I can give you my honest review of the MBRP exhaust. And my honest review is this is a good exhaust for a good price. It's still a dual mode exhaust. The spread is not a giant spread between quiet and loud mode, but it has a really, really good tone. In fact, I think that the tone sounds almost exotic. Like, even in the cabin, it's not hateful. You can have a really easy conversation with the roof on. And then if you're in loud mode, it's obviously a little louder. There's no crazy drone. At least I don't pick up on any kind of crazy drone with it. It sounds good. It just sounds good. I'm actually really, really surprised because it sounds good all the time. It's just the quiet part of it, like at idle, it's not really there. And that could be a plus for some of you and a minus for others. I think that if you're looking to go to car shows and stuff like that, having it louder at idle probably, is what you're looking for. You want that car to be like, yeah, look at me. I mean, that's kind of why you do this, or you're just looking for round tips. And the honest to God truth here is that I think that MBRP did a really good job on this. The sound does sound exotic. It sounds deep at the same time. It's kind of like the confusion that I get from the Z06. Now, it doesn't go full exotic mode because, well, one, we don't rev that high, and two, it's not a flat plane crank, but it does really have something here. I think it's a really good piece.